Hi everyone, welcome to Malaysia's Home Cooking. St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, so today I'm going to show you how to make sugar cookies iced with royal icing to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. This is a very fun activity to do with your children as well. Very easy and fun way to decorate the sugar cookies. So we have here in front of us 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 225 grams of softened butter, 1½ cups of sugar, 1 egg, 1½ teaspoon of vanilla essence. That's for the sugar cookies for the dough. The metric measurement will be just below the video. Then for the royal icing, 3½ cups of icing sugar, 2 egg whites, warm water as needed. We are also going to use fondant icing to ice some of the cookie, and then we're going to decorate royal icing on top. We are going to use different food coloring to color the royal icing. So we have here green, white, yellow and blue. The yellow and blue is to add to the green food coloring so that we can have different shades of green. Then some white sprinkles, the Shamrock cookie cutter, and other equipment needed, the rolling pin, the whisk and the dough cutter. So let's get started. So firstly, make sure you preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 180 degrees Celsius fan bake and line your baking tray. Then in the bowl of the flour, we're going to add in the baking powder and the salt, and we're just going to whisk it together. And set it aside. Next, in the mixer, we're going to add in the butter and the sugar, and we're going to beat them until light and fluffy. So now it's light and fluffy. We're going to add in the eggs and then the vanilla essence and beat well until it's all combined. And now we're going to slap it down and add in the flour mixture. So now the dough is all ready. So we're going to remove the dough out of the mixer bowl and divide them into 2 bowls. So the dough is divided in 2 different portions. Now we're going to roll them out into 1/8" thick. So just sprinkle a tiny bit of flour on the surface. So now after it's been rolled up to 1/8 of an inch thickness, using the cookie cutter, we're just gonna dip it inside the flour. And we're gonna cut it up. We're going to carry on doing this until it's all finished. So now the cookies are ready. The first batch, I'm just going to put them in the oven for about 6 to 7 minutes until it's lightly brown and carry on. So here's our first batch of cookies. It's all done. As you can see, lightly brown. It actually took about 10 minutes for my oven to bake them. So we want it this color, like just lightly brown. So we're just gonna leave it to cool in the tray for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna transfer them to a cooling rack to let it cool completely before we can ice them later. So now after 5 minutes, we're going to gently move the cookies to the cooling rack so that it's completely cool down before we can ice them all. So make sure you do them gently so you don't break the cookies. Just going to carry on doing this until it's all finished. So now the cookie is all baked, and now it's cooling. Transfer to cooling rack to cool down before we ice them. So now while the cookies are cooling down, we are going to make the royal icing. So in a mixer, just put in the egg whites, and we're going to slowly add in some icing sugar. We're going to add in the warm water a little bit at a time until you reach the consistency you want. Remember, we're going to add some of the royal icing. We're going to divide them into 4 different portions, and we're going to add food coloring into 3 other portions. So now we are going to divide the royal icing into 4 different portions. Just divide them equally until it's all finished. So now we're going to color the royal icing. We're going to leave 1 portion white, and the other 3 we're going to have different shades of green. So this is a green. So using a toothpick, put the green in. And then of course, if you want it darker green, just add more green. And now I'm going to add a bit of green to that, as well as some blue. Let's see the different green shade color and a white. We are going to put them all into icing bed, and let's get started and have fun icing all these sugar cookies. Okay, we're going to have fun and going to start icing the cookies. So firstly, I'm going to put a piping bag with the piping tip, and we're going to transfer the green icing into the bag. If it's a little bit thick, you can just add a bit more water. The consistency you want it. Okay, so we're just going to put this into the bag. So the piping bag is all ready. Now put the green icing sugar inside it, leave it aside. We are going to use the fondant. So I got here white fondant. We're going to roll it up. Now using the brush, we are just going to get a cookie and just going to brush on the fondant. Then we are going to ice with green, half of it green. So we're going to draw a line across. and then we're just gonna put some white here on the side of the green icing. Design, just gonna cover up. Another design, we're just gonna fill it up. So here is our St. Patrick's Day Shamrock Sugar cookies with royal icing and also with fondant icing for some of the cookies. I hope you enjoyed today's baking and you have enjoyed and having fun watching me decorate all the different cookies. This will be a very fun activities that I said to do with your children, and use your creativity. You can actually create a different design. I hope you enjoyed today's baking. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I look forward to see you again next time. Happy St. Patrick's Day!